Yo, 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 it's Doro Ricio Bully Camp, and I'm here live right now with my co-host CDC.
What's up, y'all? Back to back. Had to give another one to y'all. Yes, Lord. Feel me?
You know, yeah, for sure,
No
bro.
Lil John, but Lil John there. This dude.
Uh,
That's
we
what we
got a
talking
great
about
top-
today, man.
we got a great topic today, man. The challenges you face trying to become a successful dog man on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a good topic for the simple fact that you're gonna face some challenges. You're gonna have
You
some
want?
people that say you don't know what you're doing. You're gonna have some people that's gonna be a fan of you. You're gonna have people that's not a fan of you.
Yeah,
So
it's a
what do you
fact.
do?
You asking me, or you just saying that?
No, I'm asking you. Do you
Being good.
worry about if people don't like you?
Um, when it comes to audience, I don't worry, but I make adjustments if I have a good amount of my audience. Hey, do this. We like this, or hey, we don't like this. Look at your analytics. That's one tip I'll tell everybody. Look at your analytics, download YouTube Studio, check your analytics, see your age group, what people would like at that age will want to hear, what they wouldn't want to hear or see. Um, Understand where people are watching from, what time. Um, I'm not telling people to time your stuff because that's when things can get mixed up with other people that you may be associated with online or no, they may have a show at the same time, or they
Now,
may
when you say that, what you mean?
what I mean with what?
When you say the people that you're associated with,
Oh, so like your shows might stack on each other's, and then um like maybe you'll have the same fan base because a lot of people do watch the same things. Uh, and with that, that can interfere with how many views you get off the rip, or if you get some views or likes at a certain time. So then when you don't get that certain amount of views or likes, you're not touching the algorithm because you're not. Sometimes you will, but most of the time, stuff that's viewed or liked already will get pushed into the algorithm because they want to see if more people will like it.
right?
So just be wary of maybe you and somebody else have some similar things you do in your content. See what time they're doing theirs, or make sure you're not stacking up with somebody else that may have around like the same audience as you. Just makes life easier
I agree.
for sure.
I agree. That was a good. That was a good take.
Appreciate
Now,
that.
now, what do you do when somebody does have a show the same time as you?
On one time thing or a consistency type of thing.
One time thing, like me. Say me and you have a show the same day.
Well, I don't really change my stuff for anybody. We just gonna have the show at the same time. And then we shout we shout each other out frequently also. There's no issue with that. Some people get competitive or get over I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. They get over zealous with things like this. So it's like, oh yeah, y'all come over here and watch me. We on here, we live. We finna snatch the algorithm. Some people might do that. But like if it's a proper
So you
mistake,
talking about the gate? You talking about the gatekeepers
you
on
gonna have a
social media?
gatekeeper. Yeah, you run into a gatekeeper or two, or people that feel like I'm finna dominate all this. Y'all get out the way, or y'all move. There's plenty of people like that. Now, Mac, what's
Matt,
good, baby?
Yo, yo,
But yeah,
what up,
there's plenty of
cousin?
people.
what's going on, Pepper? Can y'all hear
Y'all
me?
Ain't
related?
nothing, man.
Cool,
Huh?
cool.
Y'all related?
I think we are. We still trying to figure it out.
I do kind of look like a little bit.
Yeah, man, we got to
It's
dig in the
Everybody
roots,
keeps
man. We
everybody keeps saying that.
somewhere in the bloodline, somewhere in
Chelsea
your
said the same
pedigree,
thing.
somewhere in your pedigree.
Yeah,
It's a relative
no, real shit.
for
I
sure.
mean, real talk,
Mm.
real
But
talk.
like I was saying, you will get some people that might be that might have started at a certain point. Now they at a certain point where it's my time. I'm finna make sure it stays my time, or I get everything out of it that I can get out of it, which I respect
Right,
that.
I do.
So with that, you just got to keep working. You can't be, oh, they're live. What do I what do I do? They're live, not getting any views. No, keep posting, keep doing your thing. Um, if you have good people in your corner or someone you can talk to, ask them what you think you should do. If there's something you might switch up just to get better, not to take yourself down to a certain degree because somebody else is doing uh numbers that you aren't at that moment. Just keep posting.
I feel you, but it
Hmm.
is tough.
Yeah,
It is tough,
for sure.
and I want people to that's inspired or people to watch to understand that it's not easy and it's not just gonna come.
No.
You gotta build up. You gotta build up because you're going you it's like anything you do. You're gonna have haters. You're gonna have
Yeah.
people who try to stop your shine. You're gonna have people that's gonna be right here, shake your hand, stab you when you turn your back. You're gonna have that.
yes, sir.
For sure.
What you think, Matt?
Man, when I thought y'all was talking about shows, I thought y'all was talking about the other show. That's
Who's
why I had
more?
made that comment. What was it, yesterday or Sunday? Yeah,
Who you talking about?
yesterday.
Yesterday? Yeah.
I
What
thought you was
comment
talking
though? I
about I
forgot
thought you
what
was
it was.
talking about the shows, the dog shows. I didn't know you was talking about podcasts and stuff.
No, no, no. We were. We were. We was talking about dog shows yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah, like
Yeah, we was talking
lives.
about shows yesterday. Yeah. To
okay.
today is just like a fill-in show, and then we got part two of what we was doing coming up on when we doing that one, John? Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got that show, Mac. We just wanted to talk about a little bit something different. Um because you're gonna have things that, you know, make you might make you want to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Might make you want to quit your social media grind and what you do
That's why I
because
think you probably should have started. We should have started from naked, like no followers, no views, really, no logo, nothing like that, no page. I think we should have started there. But it's your show, so go ahead and you do what you do, brother.
now when you say that, no, when you say that, what you mean?
I mean, like beginning, like getting started, like you may not have no connections, no friends to where you can hit them up and be like, man, what do I do in this certain situation? How do I get started? What should I post? Stuff like that.
You talking about
Because
me specifically?
I almost called you something, bro. You got 1,000 plus subscribers on here. What are you talking about?
yeah. I ain't even got started, but I,
Right. So Mac, this would be something you might be able to take something from.
yeah. To me, I want the substance to be kind of not perfect, but I want it to be something. So I just have a plan, and I'm
Yeah.
hoping that I don't catch it late. That's been my adversary. I'm always catching the bag a little too late.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
with digital stuff, with
I feel
shows
you.
and
When you
camera
say
work and
late
all
though,
that
what
stuff.
you mean?
Like for
Timing?
instance, like yeah, for Facebook, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh by the time you catch up, people that already took off,
Right.
and now you
Well,
trying to
man,
catch up.
You just gotta go where you just gotta fit in where you get in, man. Yeah, because you're gonna find your niche if you just, like you said, you have a plan. You get a plan. That's the start of everything. And then once you execute or you start going out on that plan, you might have to make some adjustments. But once you get in, you get in where you fit in. Like, okay, I'm here. A couple people know me. Then that's when you ride with whatever you want to talk about or you want to get into.
But this is what I noticed.
Hmm.
Every year is like a one up. Like
Yeah.
when we was coming up, or I'm a little older, but when I was coming up, you didn't have to have much to be the top dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, long as you can go get you some fly gear, you got a fly car, you know what I mean? You was in there.
Yeah.
Right,
Now you need to have that times 10.
right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? And then far as dogs, uh, just like cars or anything else, you can't
Hmm.
just have that one little hoopy, to bring
Right.
that audience. They want to
Yeah,
see your
multiple.
mansion with 10 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of
Right.
like I forgot his name. That guy that got locked up for doing all that
You talking about
cable stuff.
big what's the dude? He a bigger dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Um I know who
He
you
kind
talking
of
about.
one up the game, and you you got to keep catching up and keep one up the game in order
Yeah,
to smash the audience.
I know who you talking about. Yeah. Yeah, you do. But me,
And that's
I
why I
think
ain't showing up my yard or anything, because I want my yard to be like good googly moogly.
Yeah,
right,
I want people to, what I mean, I want to see what he doing every day.
right.
right.
Okay.
But let me just say this, y'all,
Yeah.
and this for anybody just gonna hit the replay, or anybody watching now, or anybody that pop in and pop out, whatever the case it may be. Let me say this to y'all: is that I always say to everybody, because Mac, you used to rap, so you understand. You know what I'm saying? When you have motion and people feel like you got motion and feel like you got something going on, that's when you get the biggest support. You get the biggest support. So what you're saying is absolutely correct. Because of the
That's
simple fact that when they see the house, when they see the yard, when they see the dogs, then they feel like, oh man, this person got something going on. I want to be a part of it. So I'm gonna
hmm
I'm gonna watch him and I'm gonna show this support all the time because of the simple fact that this what he got the dogs I like, and he got a lot of them. You know what I mean? He got the cars I like, and he got a lot of them. Sometimes it don't be about the content, man. It be about what
what you
people
got.
got, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that they want to be a part of. So
Hmm.
that's the thing, and that's why I say to people like you, myself, even Ja, we on the come up, and you can't let our age, where we from, what we've been through, dictate how successful we are or we not. You
Yep.
can't let that happen, because if that was the case, man, Two Chains reinvented himself when he was 35 years old. They
Yeah.
said when he was rapping at 35, they said he was too old.
Yeah.
Titty 2 was on
He still got
everybody.
hit.
That's what I'm saying.
He a legend in Atlanta. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You can't
Yeah.
let somebody now. If he was listening to somebody say, "Man, you'll never be on Double XL Freshman, or you'll never be, and
BET
take
Awards
over
or
the rap
whatever.
game," yeah,
Yeah.
you just gonna be another dude that's just rapping, that used to rap with the Duffel Bag Boys, and now you know what I'm saying. So you cannot let nobody dictate your success or what you're going to do.
For sure.
Now, I understand. Like I said earlier, I understand you having people that you confide in, you
Hmm.
having people that you talk to, but you got to understand the quality of certain people. So if a
Hmm.
person feel like, yo, all right, I like you, might like a person, but that person might not like you back. So the
Yeah.
person might feel like you might be all handshakes and smile. Hey man, hey, how you doing?
Right.
And that person, you turn around, that person said, man, I can't stand that son of a. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So you got to understand, not everybody want to see you win.
Yeah.
But
And
you
I'm
got to
gonna
be
say,
determined
yeah,
on what you do.
for sure.
You see what I'm saying? You gotta be determined on what you do because at the same time, if you don't have that motivation and that determination to win, then what you gonna have? You don't got
Right.
nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what make those basketball players that come into the league. They come in and they be like they was the man in college,
Mm-hmm.
but
Now
they
you're
but
gonna
they
show
already
you.
feel like they made it
Yeah.
once they hit the NBA. They feel like, oh man, I am Kobe, huh? You ain't did nothing.
Right.
You got to work to be Kobe because Kobe worked every day. Michael worked every day to be Michael.
Right.
So that's the thing. You cannot worry about others in this game. You just have to keep working. When I get 1,000 people, that's when that's when things started to change for me. I'm still small but grinding. Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. That's 100%. And I said that earlier to you, Ja, when I
Mm-hmm.
said you can't worry about what people say because of the simple fact that they're gonna say whatever about you. Not even
Right.
know you, not know nothing about you, but
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna say things about you for the simple fact that they're gonna say, "Yo, man, I don't like him. Who this fat
Right.
kid?" You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He
Well,
think
Yeah.
people be looking for holes in the game.
Yeah.
If they
yeah,
look
Definitely.
for any
always.
kind
They
of
always looking for
crack,
your flaws.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They always looking for your flaws, bro. I had people tell me I'm always negative, and I said, you don't even know me. I told this individual, I said, you don't even know me. How am I negative to you? Your energy, my energy, bro. You don't realize that I'm showing you what I want you to see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know
Yeah.
me. You don't know the God fearing person. You don't even know my real name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you
Yeah.
gonna judge me? You see?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we can't
So
forget, man. That's what the internet started off. It started from the weirdo stuff, and it just gradually people now putting their heart and their selves into it. But you can't forget, it's still that mystery part about it that you don't know who you're
absolutely.
really talking to on the other end.
No, you don't. You don't. Like, for instance, I was me and Jai was having a conversation. I was saying you can have people that you look up to in the game, right? And you can look at them and you can say, man, they got some bad dogs. Man, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They got all these followers. It's just like Joe said. See, I got 1,000 people. That's when things start to change. But like when you start to get the following and you start getting this, that, and the third, then you start to see, and then you sit back and you say, okay. You say, all right, look, now this person is watching me and they watching me for what? Are they watching me
Right.
because they really like me? Or they watching me because they really like, man, I don't like this dude. So I had a
Yeah.
person that I liked his dogs, right? I looked
Mm-hmm.
up to him to a certain extent. And then I stood up there and I said, man, I don't like this dude. Man. I don't like this dude. This dude not good people. You know what I'm saying? This dude not good people. He don't care about his dogs, man. He in it for the money.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? You in it for the money. You ain't in it for the love of the dog.
Right.
You gotta love dogs to be successful in this game here on YouTube,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what's gonna make people draw to you. They're gonna say, "Oh man, this guy love his dogs.
Hey, but I'm
This
confused when
lady
people say
love
that.
her dogs, huh?"
I get confused when people say that because it's like RIP to the Hawk.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna get to
for
that.
sure. Yeah.
Um, he love his dogs, bro,
Yeah.
but it's about the money too with him.
Yeah, but do he love his dogs? Where as far as though he's doing things that's not
Sabotaging him and his dogs.
But
right.
no, bro, the
Yeah.
man lives like a dog, literally. He lives like a dog. So we looking at his weaknesses now, just like we were just saying, because he ain't
Uh-huh.
perfect. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if he if he ain't doing this, if he ain't doing that, if his dog got a scab or something like that, he's not perfect, but he literally, I think, does his best, and he lives like a dog. Them
But
bitches is in the kitchen.
that's what we want though, right? No, Matt, you said to me something that I'll never forget. You said to me, you said, "Man, listen, I'm not going to spend all this time raising this dog, and then because she done had 3 litters already, I'm getting rid of her. I didn't bond it with this dog. I didn't spend money on this dog. I didn't love this dog. You know why you said that? Because you love your dogs,
Right.
right? But you're not perfect, bro. It's like you also said, man, look, I don't be having time sometimes to do this with Big Mama or take her here or do this, that, and the third, right?
Correct.
So it's the same exact thing. Nobody's asking for perfect, but we asking for you to have a genuine love for your dog, to be an advocate for your dog because your dog can't speak,
Right, but
right?
when some people do want to capitalize, I think some people do love their dogs, and some people do want to like make money off the dog. Because when we speak about um puppy mills or something like that, like it's either you making it for yourself or you making it for the public. And I'm kind of in the air about that because it's like I don't want to judge the person that's making it for the public, and I don't want to judge the person that's making the animal for themselves
Right.
because it's hard. You know, money is hard to come by. So it's like, you know, just
Yeah.
I think when we speak about is you making it about money, it looks like you making it about money, and it looks bad in your yard, and it looks, you don't care about this and you don't care about that. That's the aspect I think the money part come in.
I agree. I agree. I think, man, I think that the biggest thing that I feel like the challenges that we face is that it it gets conflicted for the simple fact that you have people who love their dogs and genuinely love their dogs, and then you have people who don't care about the dog, but they might have a following, right? So then, like I was saying, like you breed a dog with bad genetics, and then when people when the customer buy that dog, that kind of put a bad name on all breeders. They lump all breeders together. So then you got people to say, "Oh man, you know what? That's why I go to the shelter," not knowing that that dog at the shelter 9 times out of 10 came from a breeder. Now let me put y'all on to something. Let me put y'all on to something real quick. Hear me out, okay? I know a lady, friend of mine. She works at a SPCA, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And she has in PA we have an area called Lancaster. Now Lancaster, that's where all the Amish people is, and that's where all the puppy mills are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If those
There's a lot
breeders
of them up
breed
here
dogs, okay.
in Michigan. Yeah, it'd be the
If
Amish
those
people though.
if those breeders breed a dog with flaws, they kill it. So what the SPCA did was they made a deal with them breeders. If you don't want these puppies, give them to us. Okay. So most of the puppies you see when they post and they like pups available, or we got puppies come meet your forever friend on the SPCA or so. When you see that, they're coming 9 times out of 10. They coming from a breeder because they connected with breeders all over the place. From here, it goes from Louisiana, South Carolina, North Carolina. It goes to Baltimore. Uh, um, it goes to Memphis. They got dogs from Memphis. They got dogs from Delaware locally. They got dogs from all over the place. They come from a breeder. So, but you got to understand how it looks bad because then you do have irresponsible breeders who not breeding properly. right? So what happens is those dogs get put in a shelter when they can't be sold.
Right.
You
Hey,
know what I'm
every
saying?
morning on the news, boy, I hear that we got a pit lab mix. How in the pit and the lab just keep getting together? I don't know. They got a love thing going on.
Just keep finding each other.
They just keep finding each other, bro.
You know why, bro? Because that's a breed that people are creating, the pit and lab. That's a breed that people are creating.
It looks weird.
And some of them though, some of them be hard.
I ain't
Some of them
seen
be
one.
hard. I feel like I feel like sometimes it's hard to create these dogs and be a successful breeder and a dog man on YouTube when you got the SPCA on your back or you got people judging you in the comments or judging you. And I'm not saying to worry about what they're saying, but it makes it hard because you never know who knows somebody. You never
Right.
know if somebody knows somebody in humane society and they call them like, hey, yeah, this person got pit bulls and you know what I'm saying? Like they don't got no food and no water, no bowl. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they might not know. They bowl might be soaking. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if that fresh water ain't down, if that fresh water ain't on the ground, they could take the dog. If that food ain't present, they could take the dog. You
Right.
know, if it's in bad conditions. So that's why I say you got to be mindful. And it's hard for us to really not face that adversity, right? Because that narrative is out that you shouldn't buy a dog from a breeder. You should go to a shelter because it's a bunch of them in the shelter. And it is.
Yeah.
It is. Because when and then when they get those busts for those fighting dogs, they getting 40 dogs, 30 dogs, y'all.
Right.
That was on somebody's yard. So that's 30 extra dogs going to another shelter plus what they already had. You see?
Right.
They
So
probably
I
putting they probably putting the ones that shows signs of that it's been a dog fight. They probably putting those down though, you know.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
But
sometimes
maybe the puppies or whatever, you know, the puppies they
Save them.
probably save them. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, but
yeah,
man, I another thing I wanted to say, you were saying about how people and um how you don't know who knows somebody or something like that. Man, these guys, especially on YouTube, they take it too serious. They take it too far
Yeah.
and too serious when they want to send people to your house and tell on, you know, tell on your call your job. It's like, man, these is, I mean, we love these dogs, true enough, man, but they just dogs. You know, you love
Right.
them, we take care of them, but they it's not worth some of the stuff that I've seen uh people do to other people on the internet over
yeah,
dogs. You know, it's not that serious, but you do have to, like you were saying, Duro. You know, face this one of the adversities that you have to face, and you have to worry about. People hate you that much; they ain't got a life just that much to where they have to actually get people in your local area involved and tell them and send them to your yard. It's not that it ain't worth it. It's not that serious. You know,
right.
because like I said, man, they they dogs, man. I mean, we take it too
Yeah.
serious.
Man,
Too
I seen a page. It was a bully. It was like it's a pocket exotic breeder. Breeders of the bullies. It's a page like that shows all the like the nonsense, the bad dogs that's being glorified, and the fights, the arguments, and all that. And of course, I watch it because that stuff like that. It catches your eye because you want to see what's going on, and some of it's intriguing to see how far people go. It was people fighting. Um, it was an audio. This one dude, he said, "Yeah, they stole my dog. I called the police on all of them." 31 people is in jail, 16 minors, and then however many adults. And I'm like, oh man. But like Yellow saying, people take it to the extreme.
Yeah.
And I know firsthand people didn't call some not from me, but seeing people harassing people, calling their wife's job or whoever's job,
Yeah,
and
yeah, you're calling your
on the
job.
board.
Yeah,
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 that's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Man,
happened. That happened to
I was
coach.
raised by players and pimps. So
Yeah,
I was born in '82, man, and they always the way I was raised, everything is a secret. So this new wave of showing your business, showing everything,
hmm
even showing the dog was a secret. They didn't want you to know until he on your ass.
yeah,
So
yeah,
this new wave, man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to ignore it because my granddaddy told me you got a problem, you go sleep on this porch.
yeah. Right.
So I gotta ignore it, man.
And some
That
people
that
they'll
type of energy is
they will
crazy.
try and tear you down. Not even physically, like in a fight or anything. Like they will try and ruin your life. You know, make it to where people don't want to be associated with you, or spread a lie out there about you, misinformation about you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if they got the right following or the right amount of power,
They could
you
do
out.
it.
Yeah, you out
They
of
could
there.
do it. Oh
Yep.
yeah, easy,
Yeah.
easy. That, but that's what I'm saying. That's what we were talking about. See, those guys are the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
People like that, they the gatekeepers and the dictating people. They the people that try to dictate your moves and tell you what to do and what not to do.
Right.
See, I couldn't, you couldn't tell me what to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or dictate
hmm
or be like, yeah, Doro, man, I'm a grown man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like now if it's real game and it's true game, because I'm smart enough and old enough to know when it's true game and when it's just you just saying something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You hating on the low.
Right.
It's a difference
It might
between
make you
hearing
mad
what a
too.
person saying.
You might look back and then be like, man, he said this. That sound crazy. Or it don't add up, or it don't make sense to what you was trying to do. Yeah, people
Right.
are trying to deter you from certain things and be like, nah, that don't sound too good. Don't do that. When I started out, somebody told me, wait until you get the dog before you make the page. And then now we at almost 300 subscribers later, 500 plus followers on Instagram, and how many have reviews on YouTube. And I mean, that's just a testament to, I tell everybody, man, if you got some content, something you want to do, man, make that content or make that video. Start the business. Have a plan though. Figure out how you want to do it, how you want to approach it, and go from there. And then you'll be successful. You have your issues because everything's hard in life. No matter if we all sat in here and got
Financial.
paid for it.
Well, it's a
We all
lane.
sat in here and got paid
You
for
picked
this.
a lane and you went hard in it.
Yeah.
Cause I mean,
Right.
even NWA, you don't see him taking tours. You see him
Yeah.
doing a professional interview on the setting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just just as light. So it's a lane.
For
Some
sure.
people that's what they do. They do the podcast or they do the what is it
You do
called when you
channel
record
like
yourself,
derail or
bro? I be trying that, but I think that's the weirdest thing in the world, man. I have a hard time talking to myself.
what you mean? What you mean like
No,
You
on
he's
somebody,
Instagram?
you
saying
somebody
he's
doing a
saying
live.
yeah, no,
Today guys, come check the yard out.
he
That's
talking
what
about
they call
vlogging.
this. Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
vlogging.
okay.
yeah, that can go real bad if you don't know what you're doing, or if you don't have certain things you want to speak on, or how you gonna approach it. That can go bad. You can look real stupid, or you just it's just not gonna be a good video,
Right.
and you'll see that
'Cause-
40-second watch, and then people click off of it.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
But
because it's
oh,
one
go ahead.
it's one of those things where, I seen a breeder do that. They get on here, they vlog, and they don't really give out the right information. And they
yeah,
think that the people that's watching or their potential customers don't really know what they're really saying or don't really know about dogs. So they get up here, oh yeah, because we could do this, that, and the third, and blah 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 blah. And then you say, that's not true. That's wrong information.
Right.
That's number one. That's wrong information. You talking about giving your dog this or doing this, that, and the third, and that's wrong information. So then now, you know, and that's another thing. That's another thing why it makes it hard to become successful on YouTube, because you got so much information and so many narratives being put out. Some of the times people back up because they say, first of all, they got their own beliefs. That's number one.
Mhm.
They got what they've been told. That's number two. And then they got people giving the wrong information.
Right.
So that's what make it hard.
But you know what, Duro, you have to just fight through that with truth. You know, you have to just keep on pushing through that, because I've had people say things about me or whatever. But I just when I respond, I always, because they tell lies. And what I do is I always just respond with truth. I've had situations with bigger channels that got way more of a following than me. But I didn't stop, and I didn't let that stop me from doing what I was doing, and keep doing my content or whatever. So I didn't let it just run. They'll try to run y'all. You can't run me off YouTube. I leave YouTube when I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't run me nowhere. So, but I mean, you gonna have, so like back to that gatekeeper come. I think people can only gatekeep you if you give
You
them
allow it.
something allowed,
Yeah.
if you give them something, some ammo, like they know something true about you. If you are a shitty ass breeder, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, they can get they you can't gatekeep me. You can try, but I mean you can't. I mean, I just keep on doing, putting out good content, showing my dogs in a good light. Whatever I do is gonna always be in a good light. So I mean, that's why, you can't gatekeep me. And you can't no lie, you know what I'm saying? You can tell any lie you want to. I'm all the truth gonna always win. And when I
Always.
speak, when I respond, I'ma always make sense, in what I'm saying. To where you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I feel what he's saying,
Hmm.
because people lie on you all the time. They
Yeah,
people lie
yeah.
on y'all. You just gotta prove them wrong. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
so now you can't gatekeep me.
Right. But they'll try.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I agree
You
with
know,
you. Yeah.
I think there's another
Well,
form of
yeah.
gatekeeping.
What's that?
Like, say for instance,
What you
me,
mean?
I do the interviews. You see
Mhm.
me every week, at least once a week at least, unless I'm reading from an article that I read beforehand, and I share the information with y'all. I had somebody tell me, "Yeah, you're doing the interviews. What's next?" I think it's two ways. I say they're trying to trick you out of your spot when you're comfortable already. You comfortable, your feet is wet, you established in that area. I'm established in the interviews. I don't know how many now. I know what I'm doing. There's room to improve, of course, but I've got this down. I know I can do this. I can run an interview for 2, 3 hours or whatever, or however long or whatever. And then there's some people that are trying to say, man, just do the interviews. Don't change your lane. Don't go outside of what you know. But sometimes people feel like they can take on another thing, or they want to stay comfortable in the area they're in. And like I said, some people are trying to trick you out of your spot or where you're comfortable. So you got to know when you're ready to take on something else, or if you want to keep doing this and then bring another aspect to your channel, and then you ride with that. But never let nobody trick you out of your spot or make you feel like you got to do something different, because you know who you are and what you
It's
want to be.
it's the spot that you want. So if
Right.
you want to be a king, then you're gonna be approached at some point to be a gatekeeper, because the gatekeepers are um like, I think it's two types of men. You got men that do a lot of stuff in life, in different areas, and then you got men that concentrated on one thing, and then
Mm-hmm.
that one thing finally, after 10, 20 years, finally, what I mean, paid off for them.
Yeah.
If Ron Ramos say one kennel name, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? That kennel
Hmm.
name is gonna blow up. If Dave Wilson says the American Bully should look like this dog, that person will be rich the next morning.
Yeah.
So they get that's the gatekeeping that they got. They got the real keys. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you can either you can either it's all about who you know or deep pockets because homeboy that
Yeah.
created the muscle tone got deep.
Mm-hmm.
He finally he made a deep enough pockets to get to Dave Wilson. I mean, they kind of was doing it together in the beginning, but his pockets became so deep to where he's been able to make decisions and persuade the way the bully should be.
Right.
So now he gatekeeper.
Well, if you look at his dogs, if you look at the dog that won nationals, what's his name, Jax, that won. They don't. I ain't really. They don't really look like Bashar dog. It's Jax really looked like because that's all they were talking about was like how much Jax look like a bulldog, how much he look like a bulldog,
That's
and
preparation, bro.
huh?
That's preparation for the years for the future.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. I think that's where it's going. But if you look at it like Bashar dogs don't in the face, his dog don't really look like that dog that won. But, Bashar
Hmm.
got the crazy, he got the muscle and stuff like that in his dog, but he just, that face, but like you said, exactly preparation. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's going because they don't want their dog to look nothing like a pit. They want to get as far like the last dog, the one nationals that had a real pit bull face was in 2016. Was a
Hmm.
dog named Axel, was in New Orleans. He was a blue dog. It was in New. I was at that nationals, and every year after that, the muzzle started getting,
Yeah, it's a
it got
wrap after
shorter.
that, bro.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it
They
started
want
getting
that kind of
shorter,
stiff
and
skin.
it started looking more bulldog, and you had Samson and the bear. What's the bear and just different dogs started winning, and you started seeing more that bulldog influence. What they was going for, and
Man, I
and
just
and so,
went to the show this Saturday. I'm sorry to cut you off. I went to the show this Saturday, and the dogs wouldn't even move. Everybody looking at my dog, double taking. You know what I mean? 'Cause the muzzle on, but the dogs wouldn't even move. They once they stopped, they he was like, "Oh, he tired," but they just steady handing out his ribbons, handing out friends on friends. Everybody know each other. You know they one dog go in the ring and get a trophy and a ribbon. It's just one dog in there. I'm like, what the hell going on around here?
so that was a joke, really.
It if it ain't nationals where they got all eyes on them and everybody got to perform in some kind of way,
Right?
it's a free for
They
all
gonna
for
do
the
whatever. They
friends.
gonna do whatever they can get away with.
So
I don't understand it really.
I want to ask y'all something.
Okay, go ahead.
So Joe said it ain't no gate, and I guess he's saying if it is, he said not that off the hinges. And I'm gonna say my take, and y'all can say y'all's. But
Okay,
I
go
think
ahead.
there is a gate. I think it is a gate because it's some people who came up fast on YouTube. I'm talking about fast, and you say to yourself like, how they get that many subscribers and that many views and that many followers on Instagram, right?
Hmm.
And I'm not saying you get oohed and ah by that, but what I'm saying is that certain people become powerful with this stuff. Like it's a fact. Like that you can it's a way you can control the algorithm, right? It's a way
Hmm.
that When YouTube see you working, YouTube gonna push you,
Right.
Bro, they do it in music, bro.
huh?
They do it in music.
They do. That's what I was saying earlier. When I said you rap, so you know I used to too. So you know what that means when they try to block you from doing something.
The artist got zero
Blackball.
followers, but 3 million following him. He
Right,
following zero people, but 3 million
right,
people following him.
right.
Make that make sense.
But then people also get lumped and they get so gung ho over a person. Like for instance, like somebody will say, Doro, you preaching what QBN preaching. I don't know who that is until somebody said that. So I'm not preaching what he preaching. I'm talking what Doro knows. You know what I'm saying? But a person won't say, yo, Doro, I was watching Doro and such and such and such. They won't say that though. But they'll get gung ho over this person. You see what I'm saying? They won't say,
Hmm.
yo, man, that's I was watching, what's the boy? I was watching CDC, Catch Dog Concepts, and I was watching an interview he had with David Ishii, and David Ishii said blah 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 blah. They ain't gonna do that. You understand what I'm saying? If David Ishii have a Instagram or he have a Facebook or whatever the case is, or YouTube, they're gonna say what he said on his YouTube and not give CDC any credit about anything.
Stealing content, stealing content.
This thing right here is word of mouth, right? This thing right here is like, okay, so who's doing what? Like he said, like CDC said, I do interviews. So it's all about who doing what. So you see him doing interviews, right? You see him go live. He got his shows, he got his interviews with certain people. See what I'm saying? You got Joe and them over at NWA. They doing interviews, right? They interviewing a circle of people, right? So you gotta understand. Then there's other people. Now you sit up here and you say, okay, cool. Now people want to have a cult following. And no, I'm not
Mhm.
talking about CDC or Joe. I'm just saying in general. People want to have a cult following, and then they say, "Oh, okay." So it's hard for other people to come up in the game when you got tools and you got other things that can block people from the algorithm because you scared of them. You scared that they know the real stuff and you don't.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying to you. So there is a gate, but also, like he said, you got to knock it off the hinges. Meaning, you got to stay consistent, work, do what you got to do, and maintain that thing right there. And that's how you knock it off the hinges. But it
Yep.
is a gate to me. It is a gate because I didn't see my stuff go from here, and I didn't see my stuff go to here.
Yeah.
And I was consistently dropping. I was consistently working.
Right.
But you
Yeah.
got people who want to push the algorithm this way and not,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And it's not shared all the
Yeah.
way around. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It's just like Beanie Siegel dropped his album and then Jay-Z dropped his album 6 months later. So how Beans really gonna accumulate, over 6 or 7 months of those sales when he dominating at this time.
Right.
So I get it. But that becomes part of the gatekeeping to me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Hmm. Absolutely.
I kind of like Dre's and them. I like they flavor.
I can never really catch all of it in the morning, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, he getting to it though. Shout out to Dre for sure. Definitely, he
I
Hmm.
definitely on
commented
his
one time, man. I commented one time. He cash out me $5.
dang.
Huh?
Like, man, I like your flavor.
I'm about to comment tomorrow morning.
You see what I'm saying?
I know he had it like that. Okay, Dre.
Brother Drake
Yeah,
be like,
shout
I'm
out
gonna
to
give
Drake,
out,
man.
I'm gonna give some
But
tips out this morning.
it's like a group of them though. Like each one,
Yo,
like
we
he'll
yo,
do,
yo,
he'll
yo, yo.
do.
We ain't saying nobody name on this joint because ain't nobody saying my name on their joint. So
Okay,
you know, we
okay,
gonna
Okay.
keep
I
that
respect
going.
that.
Like,
I do. I
no,
respect that.
no, no, for real. Like nobody's saying Doro name or nobody ain't doing that. So we ain't gonna keep giving people like, yeah, well, this
I
and the
said
third.
his
Shout out.
because I remember he gave you a shout.
No, 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 no. I'm not talking about him. I'm just saying because
Yeah,
Yellow will be saying
I
people
don't know them
name.
other dudes. Yeah, I don't know them other dudes.
He'll be Yellow will be mentioning people like, yeah, you know, such and such. No, no, no,
okay.
no. Drake, cool.
Yelling the
Drake,
gang.
Drake show love. I ain't talking about him. Yeah,
I ain't mad at
yeah.
you. No free promo, huh?
Nah, nah.
I respect
Don't
that,
nobody
bro.
give me none.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Don't
a
nobody give
commercial
me none.
dude, man. I'm like the dude that know all the songs on the radio. So I know all the people that's making, a lot of moves. I don't know a lot of people that's, behind the scene guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either. Me either, man. But
Man, so let me ask you this.
yeah,
Anybody ever tried to tell you change your lane? I'm gonna ask all y'all this, and I want to get y'all
okay.
y'all opinion or y'all answer. So when was it? I'm gonna change it. When did you figure out this is my lane or this is the lane I want to be in? I know Mac. I know you said you finna get into that, but like y'all, what when did y'all realize this is the lane I'm finna get into, and I'm finna settle down and I'm finna do my thing.
Man, I'm gonna speak honestly, bro.
Hmm.
People don't be honest. It's the product you got. You ain't got no choice unless you willing to make sacrifices like the Bashar story when he say he put his house up, or
Mm,
or you got a story like um the guy that owns the Hawk when he say he slept in the park. So it's about sacrifices, and your product is what you got. So
right,
I got a lane. It's just that I want to tap into a lane that can be beneficial instead of just what I want. You know what I mean?
right. Make it. Why don't you make that lane?
Yes, sir.
I think that's the best thing to do. Make that lane, man, and hit it hard. Like
I'll go last.
whenever you offer work, gonna hit y'all with one. Come on with it, because I know you probably sitting on something. You probably sitting on a topic or something you want to talk about, or what you want to show.
Well,
So
the thing is, the dogs, man, they take a little time. So when you
right,
got something and you got it and it's cooking, that don't take a year or two.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You be
Some
anxious
people like
sitting
seeing
on that year or
development.
two. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But
Yeah,
I'm not uh the kind of person that's gonna show you all this development and then give
right.
up on the pro. Come on, man.
Yeah. Some people do that. You do got to be careful with that. Yeah.
Yeah, but people can talk. I think people have their own agenda when they try to
Mhm.
talk you out of your lane. When
Yeah.
they say that this ain't gonna work.
What's next?
What is you doing that's perfect?
Right.
You know what I mean? When you
Yeah.
when you can when you can show me something that you're doing that's perfect, and then help me with it, then we talking.
Yeah. For sure.
'Cause that's what the old school people do or did.
Yeah.
But
Yellow.
I digress.
Oh shit, I just man, the lane. I mean, I just stay in that lane. I don't really look at what the next person doing. They might be on the side of me, but I'm just looking straight ahead and
Right.
just doing me and doing the best. Doing the best things that I can do for my program.
Right.
That's pretty much it for me. That's something that sums it up. It's in a nutshell.
Okay.
Yep. Hmm.
Because you've been doing this for a minute. You got a nice little following, though. You know.
Yeah, and as far as that goes, man, I don't really just it's not that serious to me.
Right.
You know, I do have a social media, you know what I'm saying, but it's not like uh it's like to me, if you follow, you follow. If you don't, you don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not big and
Yeah.
I don't never tell people to uh like, comment, and subscribe. Never said it on no video. Like, comment, and subscribe, or you know, or share the video.
Right.
Um, I just it's just something that I never, you know, I've never said. Um,
You just
so
did it, and then
I
whoever
just do
whoever
it. If
messed with
people
it.
see it, if people catch on to it, they catch on to it. I mean, like I was saying, it ain't that serious to me. You know what I'm saying? My product speak. I know people got way more of a following than I got, and I got better product though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And as far like we were talking about somebody was saying something about the numbers and stuff, people buy followers, they buy views.
Yeah.
So it's like that's not authentic, it's not legit. Like, so it's like people really like you wanna present that 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 falsehood to the public, like, oh, he got this many. Cause that's what they'll see. They might first initially might see, okay, he got a lot of followers. This is how people kind of get tricked out of get tricked with social media. I see
Yeah.
he got a following, so he must know what he talking. All right, now you got him. You didn't caught him with the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you done hooked them with the numbers because they see
Now you gotta show your
your
worth.
follower. And they come in and watch you, and they come in and watch you, and then it's like, well, what he know? He don't know nothing. He ain't teaching nothing. Like
Right.
I got a way smaller channel. I did a video last week, and I said I was showing a little tip or whatever in one of my videos, and I said that a lot of these channels, they don't like to teach you nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't like to teach you anything. They just want you to buy dollars from, but they don't teach you nothing. I think that's what this internet is about: teaching and learning and trying to
Right.
help each other. And they don't teach you nothing. It's
Right.
not informative. So, you know, people, like I said, people get fooled by numbers and they come and you reel them in, but then it's like, okay, what do they know? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm here. You got me. All right. So let me see what type of substance I can get from your channel. And I can't get it from you because you don't know nothing. But them numbers up there though.
Yeah. Yeah. But then, like I said, people don't show their worth once they got them numbers. You got them numbers. Like what? Why people following you? Why you got 100,000 subscribers or whatever?
Because the
Let's see what
numbers
he's
is like
saying.
a suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a
We done seen a
flashy
few
suit.
crackheads with a suit on. You know, and
I,
a crackhead with a suit on. Uh,
I
you
wanna,
got
I wanna,
you got a suit
I
on.
wanna, I wanna say this. Right?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
First and foremost, it's Yella. What you do it for? If you ain't, are you monetized on your channel, Yella?
No.
So, like, your goal may be different than other people. The people that's saying like, comment, subscribe, and share are the people
Right.
that's trying to grow their channel.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, if you don't care
Hmm.
about growing your channel, then no, you ain't gonna say that.
Right.
But, the topic that I'm bringing is us trying to be successful and a successful dog man on YouTube. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? You're a successful dog man outside of YouTube. You see
Right.
what I'm saying to you? So I'm saying people trying to be successful on YouTube. So those people that try to be successful on YouTube, those are the guys that saying like, comment, subscribe. Those are the guys that, you know, try to get and grow the bigger following. Is for the simple fact that I mean there's money to be made,
It
right?
is. You know.
It's money to be made. So you gotta if that's what you're doing and that's your plan, that's like what we said in the beginning. If your plan is to make that money, then you gotta have a plan and you gotta work that plan. You know what I'm saying? And working that plan is working your tail off, dropping your content, doing your lives or your interviews or whatever you doing. You got to work your tail off and work that plan if that's what you're trying to do. Now, if you don't care about none of that, then you ain't gonna sit up here. You ain't gonna say none of that. But when you do care and you're trying to be a successful dog man or woman on YouTube, that's when it matters.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's
You see
just
what
like in
I'm
that
saying
movie
to you?
Sinners, bro.
I ain't even seen that.
You ain't seen it. I know Ja had
Mm-mm.
seen said something
You said
about it.
Sinners?
Yeah,
Yeah, oh, yeah. That's my movie, man. That was a real good movie.
the way they work that plan. You
Yeah,
gotta check
yeah.
it out, Duro.
I told him
I'm gonna
to.
check it out, but
He sold it to me.
I'm gonna check it out because everybody keeps saying that it's good. So I'm gonna check it out, Ja.
Don't
But
look at it as a horror movie, bro. Look at it as there's a message and there's a bigger
I'm gonna
picture to
receive
it.
the
Don't just
message.
look at it
Yeah,
like a
I
vampire
like the
movie.
hustle. Yeah, part of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna respect it as that, as the hustle of the movie, and not just the vampire part of it. Like,
okay,
or
okay.
the I'm gonna look at it because I might it might be my cup of tea the
Yeah,
way what I'm saying the plot and the story goes. So you know what I'm saying, the hustle
right,
that goes. So
right.
you know what I mean. So I'm gonna check it out. But that's what I'm saying. So that's when it matters, and that's when you're trying to be, a successful dog man or woman on YouTube, and you're trying to do that the correct way. You don't want to go and buy followers and buy views because me and Jai was seeing on someone else's channel, they got 3 views on one video and then 2,500 on the other one.
Yeah,
That
it's
doesn't add
crazy.
up. That doesn't make sense,
No, and if you
right?
really look at it, like, what did you not do on this video that you did on the last one? You
It
know?
could be, it could be just when it dropped. That's like
Yeah,
it. I mean, you can't really control it. I mean, honestly, it could just be one got 25 and then one got it. Just when you drop the video, it's like everybody only got one set of eyes.
No,
We
it
yeah,
don't
got
work.
yeah.
it's so many
No,
people. You
man.
got so many people. You got so many people that's pulling this way. Watch me. Watch me. You can only watch one thing. So it's
No,
Bro,
so
man.
much,
Let's be
there's
honest.
so much content out there.
bro, if you got 40,000, or if you got 10,000 subscribers, you telling me those 10,000 subscribers, only 3 of them saw your video?
No, man. It's because when some of the videos people they'll drop $5 or $10. But what
That
that
boost the video.
attracts, yeah, but what that attracts is people that don't care about seeing your video and they don't
Right.
want to see
Mhm.
your video. So they'll comment like, "What the hell is this shit?" You know what I mean?
And like with me,
So
like I like authentic people to follow me, like people that really follow me.
Yeah.
Just follow. I've never bought. I've never said like you were saying earlier. It just ain't something I've never said. Like, comment, and subscribe. I've just never said it. On my channel, I just never said it.
Right.
I might start saying it, but I never have said it. When on no video that I drop. Don't forget to like, because you know what? A lot of times people will forget. That's why you have to remind them. And I find myself doing this. You will forget to like, comment,
Hmm.
and subscribe. You will actually, you really, but most important, you will forget. You might not want to comment. You might already be subscribed. You might not necessarily want to drop a comment, but at least hit the like button. And sometimes you will forget to like it.
Just something
So that's
like
why,
me,
But
I make
what I'm
sure I
saying,
do it just because of like because I've been on
yeah.
YouTube probably, I want to say 5 years probably now. Because before I had a little channel, I was doing little videos and stuff like that in high school. So I always made sure I liked and did stuff like that just to help out whoever I'm watching who I like.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, sometimes you will
Yeah,
catch yourself. Oh, I almost forgot. Let me hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Real quick.
right. Yeah, you're right.
check this out,
Mhm.
right? This is
Hmm.
what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You gotta understand the algorithm when you're on YouTube, y'all. So the more likes you get, the more comments you get,
Mm-hmm.
more shares you get, the more dislikes you get, it all helps the algorithm.
Right.
So if you consistently dropping videos and you hitting the algorithm the right way, you're gonna get a whole different reach of audience is gonna find you and come across your channel. You might be in a suggested after another video plays. You know what I'm saying? You might be in a person that never saw you before, but they know that that person watch other kennels, you might be on that. You know what I'm saying? You might be on their
Mm.
homepage. The algorithm
Bro,
pick you up in different ways. So the like,
ain't no
comment,
telling
share,
how this thing work.
huh?
You remember when it first started off, and
Mm-hmm.
if you was like doing a big number, you was on like the main page and shit like that.
Yeah, but they changed
They
that
don't,
because
yeah, they
people
don't
was
have that
buying
no more.
bots. No, people
Yeah,
was buying bots. So you know what I'm saying? You that person I have 205,000 views on that John, but no comments. So YouTube got hip to it. You know what I'm saying? So now
it was
they
the
real
Beaver
strict
days.
on the bots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They real strict on the bots. They see you buying bots, you getting restricted for sure.
Yeah.
And then possibly you will never be able to get
Get mine.
monetized on that channel.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So that's how that thing go.
Man, y'all ever asked, like, y'all ever reached out to somebody like that you admire to a degree, or you even pick up some things from maybe their channel or what they do with their dog, something like that. You ever reach out to them and they just
Hit 'em with the ghost.
disappear on you? They just leave you on scene and ghost you. That ever happened
Nah,
to any of y'all?
I've never had it. I haven't experienced it.
Man,
Okay.
that's the story of my
See,
life. That's why I solo dolo, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, see, I don't look up to nobody. So in this YouTube thing, so
Yeah.
I don't talk to people. That's why y'all be like, yeah, y'all know. I'll be like, no, I don't, because I don't feel like other people bring something to me that inspires me. Like I inspire myself. Like I'm like one of those type of people. I get inspired from my brothers. I get inspired from CDC. I get inspired from Nell Mac. You know what I'm saying? I get inspired from Yella. And I like that Brindle dog again, brother, that you got. That's one of my favorite dogs you got. And you know I love Big Mama. And I love your interviews, Ja. And that's just how it is. Like I bang with people who bang with me. If you don't show me love and you ain't reaching back for me, I'm not no fan of nobody. Like I don't want to be your fan. Like I don't want to look up to you because that's what happens. And that's what I was saying to coach on another live. He was like, well, why don't you reach out to a person you feel like stealing your content? I said, why would I do that? For that person to ignore me, be like, yo, and now, or say something disrespectful, and now that whole situation go a whole different way when I could have just been like, you know what, man, you got it, bro.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I do that when I know how that individual might handle that, and then I know who I am. So that that ain't really gonna work out. So you might
But
as
you
well
don't
just go
know,
ahead.
but you don't know how they'll handle it if you don't never talk. You don't know how they. You can assume that you know how they gonna handle it. But I think if somebody is stealing my stuff, and I'm a coach, I would say something to them. If I think that they doing, I wouldn't say, well, they gonna handle it this way, or I don't want to get ignored by them. I still reach out to them and tell them. That's what
It
I
ain't
would do.
about it ain't about me getting ignored. It's about what you say. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Hmm.
That's the thing. So
You mean like
the main
the
thing is,
slick mouth or the smart comment?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that sometimes I would still just it gotta be done. I
it ain't
would.
worth it, man. It ain't worth it. Sometimes you pick your battles. It ain't worth it, man. Cause everybody's different. How you is, bro, you might not
Hmm.
handle it like me. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That man might say something to me that I might take disrespectful as a man on a different level that you might take it. So you got to know who you are and how you handle things. So that's the main thing that people got to understand. I am different from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm different than John. I'm different than Matt. You know what I'm saying? Y'all different from me. What y'all might say or what y'all might do, you might do. But that might be because you might be able to do this a little bit differently than me.
right.
You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's where it comes down to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you reading the energy of what that person is gonna come back and say. You
Yeah,
pretty much predicting.
yeah.
You done
you
already
know,
thought in your head, well, you know what I'm saying?
you
Different
know what
ways
they're
they gonna
gonna
come
say.
back. Yeah,
You
you
know
know
what
what
they're
they
gonna
gonna say.
say. Mac, you used to rap. That goes back to that. You used to rap. You don't think the big you had SoundCloud. You don't think big artists heard your music before? You naive if you think that, brother. You
So
don't
you
think
so
that?
you saying you would so you saying a person should
Oh,
just keep
I was
on.
signed.
Oh,
But yeah, I
okay.
was
So you
signed before.
saying oh go I ain't mean to cut y'all. Go ahead.
Nah, go
No,
ahead,
go
go ahead.
ahead.
No, I'm saying so you're saying a person should just keep on continuing to say, hey, I know such and such stealing from me. I know such like don't never confront it, don't never confront the situation. Like I think that's why Coach said that, like, you will never confront the situation. You'll just keep on saying,
He's
I know you still. I mean,
but
they had they seen what you saying? Had they
Cause
seen
niggas
he's
what
gonna
the
be
not
like,
going.
person?
nah, niggas gonna be like,
He's
nigga, I ain't stealing from you, man.
Yeah.
right.
You know what I mean?
But see,
But then
but it's
also
different. But see, Neil Mac, it's different when you let that person. When you say something to him, it's like, oh, he didn't say something to me. Now I know he's seeing me. Then I know he see what I'm doing. I know he see that I'm stealing. So now it's like, let me dial back. Cause it's like they'll keep doing it if you don't ever say nothing about it. But when you say something about it,
they're gonna do it regardless. They're gonna do it regardless.
I think
They're
they'll
gonna do it
stop if you
regardless,
say
bro.
something to them. They'll stop if you say something to them.
They're not. They're gonna say something regardless. And then when you say something to them, that's just gonna make it even hotter. They're gonna be even smarter. They're gonna do something that's just gonna be like, oh yeah, we really now I'm gonna really stop this, or I'm gonna really take your stuff now. Cause who you think you is, you gotta understand how people is riding, bro. And then I'm not in no disrespect to coach, but he's different than me. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He's not gonna handle a situation like I'm gonna handle a situation. He's not gonna do that. Somebody can say something to him and he gonna say, okay, cool, whatever. That's how he is. Me, I'm not like that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not like that. I'm not a person that you just gonna say any old thing to. You can't just say anything to me.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm standing on who I am.
Right.
You
You
take
see
his
what I'm
jury
saying? You
off, take
can't
his
just,
coat off, man. Yeah, man, let's go ahead and do this,
bro,
man.
I'm nice with mine. In either way, however you want to do it. So that's why I talk the way I talk. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm 38 years old. I don't have nothing to prove to nobody on the internet. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I say, I see you, hater. I see you. That's what I say. But I ain't even gonna do that with you because I know you're not gonna come how I'm coming. That's how you be smarter than them. You see what I'm saying? When you're a person like me, you say, you know what, man, I ain't even gonna deal with that because that's gonna trick me out my spot and what I'm doing. That's what makes you smarter than them. You see what I'm saying? Because they ain't really coming how you coming, man. They coming on some internet stuff. You coming on some real life, like, bro, you disrespect me as a man. You know what I'm saying? You might say you that the individual is a rotten individual, so I already know that individual is gonna say something disrespectful. I already know it. It ain't gonna be nothing positive, like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or
But you would never know until you had that conversation. So
yeah,
we can
but
talk
For
all night
example,
about you. We can talk all night about I know what he gonna say. I know what he gonna say. I know you hadn't said nothing to him, so you don't know what he gonna say. And that's
you,
yeah,
all I'm
but
you
saying.
ain't listening, bro. You ain't
one
listening, bro.
time,
I hear
one
you, Duro.
time,
I hear you. I am listening. I am
two
listening.
big
Yeah,
podcasts
you
had
ain't listening, bro. Because if you listening, then you will comprehend what I'm really saying.
Mm-hmm.
If you listening, so about it's a thing where a person can say something. I could say something to you if I feel like, yo, Yella, man, you taking my stuff. I could say that to you, but it's your response. Is how things get started. Now, how you gonna handle the situation? You would handle that situation like a grown man, or you gonna handle that situation like a rotten man? Which way you gonna handle that situation, brother?
Oh, I'm gonna handle it like a grown man.
That's you.
Yeah.
That's you. You can't
Yeah.
speak for another man that you don't even speak to, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I
Doro,
already
how
know
would you
this
approach
person,
him
huh?
You say you
though?
already what now? You say what now?
I said I already know this person rotten. So
Okay.
I already know.
Okay.
I already know what this person going. He gonna try to play. He gonna try to play me. He gonna try to say something. He gonna try to be like, oh, this, that, and the third. That's what he gonna say. I already know it.
Okay. Okay.
It ain't going. It ain't like it's a man that's going. You could come to a man. If you was on that podcast when Coach and Joe had a situation or whatever the
That's
case
what I was
is,
gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
when you had it when you on that podcast when Coach and Joe was on that joint, they was going back and forth. Well, not even
Uh-huh.
back and forth. But when Joe got on that joint, he said, "Man, you could have called me, man."
Right. I
That's what he
remember
said.
that. I remember that. I remember that.
So if
Yeah.
you, so if you listen to that joint, Joe got on there as a grown man, as an
Right.
approachable man. He didn't
Yeah.
get up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
He didn't get up there on the whole stuff trying to play him.
Right. Right.
You see what I'm saying? The individual that I'm talking about is a hoe. So what you think he gonna say to me? You see what I'm saying? There's a difference between a man who's being a man and he gonna handle it like a man. And
So
then
so
it's different.
you're basing your opinion. You're basing what you're saying how he's gonna handle it off what someone has told you about him.
Bro, I don't know
Let
what
me
you
ask
doing.
you, how you dictating what that person's gonna say? Like, how do you know they're riding from the beginning, bro?
But that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm asking him. That's what I don't. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to get him. How does he know? That's what I just asked him.
Because
You
we
don't
just
know. The
we're not
thing is,
arguing or nothing. We asking
the,
you
No, no,
the
no,
how
thing
no.
is,
Yeah.
yeah, we
the
just
thing
how would you
is,
know or dictate if somebody's riding or if they not gonna give you the response you may be looking for?
Go
Right.
ahead, Mac. Go
Exactly.
ahead, Mac. Go ahead, Mac.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead. What
Matt.
you
Go
about
ahead.
to
Let
say?
me hear you.
hey, the thing is, man, it was just like a miscommunication. So when Coach had seen a video and he felt a little something about the video, he just wanted to share his opinion, right? But he
Hmm.
thought when he shared his opinion, um, Joe would come back how he thought, his opinion should be shared. But it didn't happen that way. And that's what we saying.
That
When he
situation,
said
I
something
don't
to
think we can
when
compare
he's
though.
yeah, huh?
I don't know if we can really compare that situation on
But
how
that's
Coach
conform you
handled it from
can't
the beginning, though.
because they ain't really beefing. But what I was saying is the approach is not gonna go the way that you think it is all the time because the person ain't gonna be like, yeah, man, you know what, bro, I stole that part.
Yeah,
The rest of it, is original, but just that little piece, you know what I'm saying, and then
right.
keep it moving. Nobody does that.
Right.
Yeah. That is tough, but I think just how you approach people, because it's different with how I do it. Because I reach out to people, or I'll message a person. I don't know how they respond. Sometimes I get a response that I didn't even think would occur. Somebody told me 50K for an interview, and that hit me. I'm like, wow, okay. And then some people that I think wouldn't even respond, they've hit me and said, yeah, let's do it. So I don't think you can really dictate how somebody's gonna go about it.
You must have hit a gatekeeper.
Yeah, yeah, or somebody that want to be one of them. But man, Duro, I'm gonna just say, bro, if you just gotta that's the part of being a man, letting him know how you feel.
Come on, bro. Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
I'm
Don't,
saying it
don't,
is.
no, don't do that.
You
No, it
don't
Don't
think
ain't,
do that.
so?
man.
Don't
No, it
don't do
ain't,
that.
man.
Don't try
Nah,
to put my
everything is judged
manhood.
different, bro.
Don't put
I
my
ain't mean it like
manhood.
that. I didn't
No,
mean it like
no,
that.
no. Dig this. Dig
Okay,
this.
go
It's
ahead.
not
Go
a
ahead.
man in this world that I
Hmm.
fear. You understand me? Don't disrespect my manhood. Because I'll talk to anybody. I'll
For sure.
step to anybody.
For
You
sure.
understand? What I'm
Yeah.
saying is you have to be smarter sometimes. Nobody is hearing that part. You got to be smarter sometimes when you know that you really like that. You know that you really coming like that. You got to be smarter
Why even
sometimes.
create an
Your
enemy?
battle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, you got to pick your battles. You got to be like, yo, you know what, man? I see what this person doing. I see what this person doing. I see you, hater. But at the same time, you got to understand that you got to be like, man, you know what? I ain't even gonna give this person this energy. I ain't even gonna give it to him. So I don't.
Okay.
Every live I don't come up here and say, oh yeah, well this, that, and the third. I don't do that. If I did that so much, then I could see you coming at me like that. Or saying like, yo, why don't you say this, that, and the third? That's where I'm coming from.
Okay. I feel you. I think approach might
Hey,
have something to do with that too. But I mean, we gonna like Yella said, we could be on here all night talking about how the
All
other
night.
one feels about that certain situation.
bro, what I'm saying to you is
Yeah.
because man, because come on, man, you know more than what you gonna say up here.
Hmm.
You know more than him. You know. So
We're gonna talk
come
on the
on,
phone.
man.
We're gonna talk on the
But
phone.
I'm just saying though.
Uh-huh.
Didn't you hit that individual?
I'm trying to
Did
think
you
about
hit
what you
that individual? Yes or no?
trying to think about what you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about,
Like I said, we have to talk on the phone because I don't remember who you're talking about right
bro.
now.
You know who I'm talking about, bro. The person I said that was
Text me.
repeating my stuff.
Yeah, I know who you talking about. I
Oh,
know exactly who you
okay.
talking
Okay,
about.
okay.
Yeah.
So did you hit that person? Yes or no?
Yeah, I did one time. Yeah,
All right. So did that person tell the little man you or not?
he did. Yeah, he did. He did try to
All right then,
little man.
man. Come
Yeah,
on, man. Come on, man. Come on.
but that situation was different though, bro.
It doesn't
I
matter
don't.
the situation, bro. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. The fact of the matter is when a person feel like they up here,
Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying? And they on a pedestal, you don't think they gonna be the same way?
I see where you're coming from now. Yeah. It's a good yeah. But now, yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you. Yeah.
I don't want you just to agree with me because you
I mean,
my
it's
brother.
situational, bro. I feel
But
like
but but what I'm
certain
saying is no, what you say?
I feel like it's circumstances on certain things,
It
but
is.
it
But
is. But
you just hit on some casual, yo, you know, such and such, and he tried to little man you.
yeah,
So if I come like, yo, I feel like, and I can come humble, yo, I feel like such and such, and you repeating such and such. You don't think he gonna try to little man me?
it's a chance. It's always a chance. It's always a
All right
chance. He
then,
was
man. That's what I'm saying. So what you do? You leave it alone.
okay.
That's what you do. You leave it alone because that makes a situation. I don't go to jail for nothing. Nothing happens. Nobody fights. Nobody argues. No threats start to come
Why you
out.
gonna
No
go to jail
nothing.
over a
None of
video
that.
though?
Huh?
Why you gonna go to jail over a video though, bro?
No, I'm not talking about the video. I'm
But
talking
you just
about
saying in general. I get you. I
no.
get you.
I'm saying if a situation was to blow out of proportion from if I hit that individual and they say something disrespectful to me.
Yeah. I yeah.
You see what
I
I'm
get
saying?
you. Yeah.
And they go a whole another way, and this whole blowing up thing that doesn't have to be when you could just be like, you know what, man, I ain't really worried about it that much. You know what I'm saying? Because people gonna do that. That's a part of social media.
For sure.
That's a part of the entertainment business. Period. So one rapper can set a trend. Mac know what I'm talking about. The beat could be knocking, right? And another producer can try to make the same beat with the same 808 because that right now is the sound right now.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can't act like you don't understand what I'm saying, man.
No, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, it was a time during the pandemic where everybody had a Jordan channel selling Jordans
Wait,
Right,
what? Wait, what you
right.
say?
on YouTube.
Repeat it again, bro.
During the pandemic, when
Hmm.
them Jordans was flying off the shelf, everybody created a Jordan channel.
Yeah, yeah. Shoe channel, yeah. Shoe collection. Everybody had a shoe collection video. Yeah, you right.
So it's what's hot, like he's saying,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You can piggyback.
Right.
Sometimes it's good to do that though too. Not as far as everybody else is doing it, but you see a few people doing it. Duro even said this himself. Like for say for instance on YouTube, a lot of people do that, and you'll have a certain topic or something, and people talk about it. And it might be hidden, and you might want to talk about it and get your point of view on it. Sometimes it's good to do that, and then it might hit the algorithm also. But then when you get into fads, no, I stay away. I think I try to stay away from them. Duro, you stay away from the fads.
What you mean?
Like, do you try to stay away from the fads, or do you dabble in something that might be hidden
A
at the
trend?
moment? Yeah,
Nah, nah. I never did. I never got into that. Like everybody was feeding the raw diet. I never did that.
yeah,
Like everybody want to go get a progesterone machine. I never did that either.
right,
So
Man,
like
that
I
shit
never
just
got into
backfired on
trends.
QBN.
Huh?
yeah.
That shit just backfired on QBN.
Oh, word?
Hell yeah, he put that he started first he came out kind of dissing it until he had a full understanding of that
Mm,
monster pit. But once
hmm.
he brought that lady out on his channel, man, she done made $500,000 already.
Right,
Easy. Easy, just from being on this man's channel. And he ain't got no pit monster, so he ain't get none of that money.
right.
What's up, Joe?
So sometimes that shit can backfire, man.
Yeah.
You try to,
Yeah.
follow what people talking about.
Oh man, I wonder why it don't let me do that. Like off the. Mm,
How you do that?
it might be on your end, bro.
Might be. I don't know.
Yeah, because when
Yeah, I
I
don't
come
even
into,
see it. It usually do be up there.
It usually do.
hmm
Mhm.
Maybe because we ain't plug in and we all on StreamYard.
I don't know, because he sent me the link, and I thought it usually
That's
pop
what I'm
up by
saying.
itself. Because I'm
I
like
thought it pop up by itself too.
yeah, because I'm StreamYard official, and it'll usually just pop up right up under there. I don't
Mhm.
know. I'll look at it next time you go live and make sure it's
Been
on mine.
Ghost, been Ghost all show.
Huh?
Been Ghost all show.
Oh yeah, yeah. Joe, you is right. That is part of our branding. Yeah,
You right. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely was love.
yeah, for sure.
Definitely
Yeah, I'm gonna look.
appreciate that. Definitely
Darrell,
appreciate that.
Darrell, you
I'm
got
a,
something else we want to hit on, or
Hey, Brandon is sometimes can't be done with the same validity as something another substance or another product. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, it makes no sense to have who's gonna
well,
buy your dog kennel hat or your dog kennel shirt
you see me.
and represent you,
Yeah, relatives. That's about it.
Or
especially in regards to being
give one away
quality.
to everybody you sell a puppy to. Give them a hat and a shirt.
There you
Yeah,
go. You can push
and
it
then take
Yeah.
like
a
that.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, you got to be different too, because not a lot of people gonna want to. I don't know how many people gonna want to wear catch dog concepts. You know, so that was a good point, Mac. You know, because who wanna I don't think nobody wanna wear Duro Recio.
yeah, you're right.
I like his logo though. I like his logo.
You're
I'm
right.
messing with
You
him
got
because
to
he's
be you got
trolling
to
him.
be you got to really do some numbers,
Yeah,
and
you
then
do.
that'll work out. You can sell anything.
But you had them numbers, and you get them people in that trance where you just everything you say is like God. Then they gonna want to support. They're gonna want to purchase the, I don't know, the Instagram private story or whatever. They're gonna want to purchase the socks, the shoes, or whatever.
Well, for instance, if you create the dog, right,
Hmm.
that gets the world in an uproar, and you see my man's coming across the street with one of those shirts, and you're like, damn, boy, I see you got one of them shirts. Yeah, I got one of them dogs too. You know what I mean? It
Hmm.
makes him feel,
Right.
it gives him the reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's popularity.
What y'all
But
think
people
about?
trying to sell it just off gate though. They branding
Yeah.
themselves just off gate.
Yeah. But then you got to build yourself up too. Yeah. You do got to build yourself up. You got to be personable too. That's another thing. But what y'all think about Swarm Breeder I was watching? He said if you don't have a social media and you're a dog breeder, you almost non-existent. What y'all think about that?
Not true.
I mean,
No, not true. No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
I
I
figured y'all
think
gonna
it's
say
social media. The social media is a way to reach more people.
it's a tool.
Yeah, to reach more people with the social media. But I don't. Nah, I don't think you non-existent just because you don't have a social media.
I've always thought like that. Like it's a social media as a tool. It's a tool. I
Yeah, yeah,
use my
yeah.
advantage.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Social media
Hmm.
is because you looked at it like a business.
Yep.
But
Right,
if you
right.
started off like a backyard breeder, then all your family had a dog, all your friends done got a dog. You know what I'm saying? And then that word of mouth spread like that.
Right.
And you've been doing it for 10, 20 years. You ain't got to get on social media.
Yeah.
But now,
Right.
when you get on social media, that becomes that you don't know where that dog going.
Right. Yeah. A
And
lot of
what makes like what makes somebody a backyard breeder?
That's a good question. Um, let me say because I know some. Uh, Duro seen Duro seen one of them the other day. I was showing him. You know who I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, just promoting or trying to post a dog that isn't up to par, saying something that is, or breeding a dog that you know has those defects or those genetic health issues, and still trying to get money for it or promoting it as top of the line. I think those are faults though. Also, no, not just backyard breeders do that, but that's like that's where it starts. You promoting a bad product as something healthy, clean, or top of the line, and you know the structure's terrible. You know that dog isn't what you're trying to say it is. Oh, pedigree
Mhm.
stack. Well, what am I looking at? But that's my little piece on it.
I
Shit, out of
mean,
10
you're
people, you ain't
absolutely
gonna
right.
have but one good person that's really,
Right,
genuine.
Yeah.
right.
Everybody
I
on a
mean, you're
scam
absolutely
trying to get you.
right when you think about um a backyard breeder, because a backyard breeder has some nonsense and say they're trying to make it a show dog, and you like,
Hmm.
how is that going to be a show dog with all the flaws that it got within the breed that you're breeding?
Right.
You can't make that a show dog. I mean, you'll be sitting there trying to experiment for many years before you get that thing correct.
Yeah.
You'll then produce the whole fleet of flawed dogs by the time you even do that. That take years and years if you can do it with that dog.
Right.
But that's one thing that I'm gonna say that for part two. What I was about to say,
Mhm.
but yeah, like yeah, the part two with the pedigrees and stuff, we can really get deep in because the simple fact, like UKC and AKC got different, like
Standards or
yeah, but they
yeah.
got different qualities qualities of dogs, right? Because UKC don't allow you to inbreed. If they
Mm,
find out that dog is an inbred dog, you can't register that with the UKC.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's only like they don't accept mother to son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Father to daughter, all that crap. They don't accept that. So that kind of limits that bad genetics. Now the ABKC and the ADBA, they allow that crap and all that other stuff that's out here. A lot of other registries they allow that, so you're able to do that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
But how I feel about it, man, especially coming from the rap game and being so let down about it and finding the truth, it's like once I opened up my restaurant and I could play my music in my restaurant, it was like, man, what am I trying to get on the radio for? Pop my CD in. Y'all check this out and enjoy the atmosphere. You know what I mean? So it's like,
mhm,
what am I? I'm not, when I go to the show, I'm actually not trying to win. I'm just having, I love the atmosphere just like I'm going to a gun show and walk around. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So it's like, I like the spirit of it, man. It's just different. Thing hit different. We be whooping.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, that's where the backyard breeders come in at. Like that dog we was laughing at, John. That John had ABKC paperwork.
Wow.
Right,
Yeah, that's
right,
crazy.
right.
Oh, is
See
that
what I'm
that's
saying?
why we ain't gonna get into that. Like you said, part two.
We gonna say that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we gonna
yeah.
say that.
'Cause I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you a real good question, but yeah, we can say that.
Write that question down in your book in your
I got you.
notepad.
I got you.
Uh, yeah, because we uh we could cook. Now, Mac, you got papers, right?
Yeah.
Yellow, you got papers, right?
Yeah,
What you deal with?
ADBA.
Same. I just need to do some different registries too when I get
And
the
then when I was
when I get my
with the
next
bullies,
breeding.
I had ABKC and UKC. When I had bullies, well, I still got one left, but when I was doing the bullies, it was UKC and ABKC.
All right. So we're gonna talk. We definitely gonna talk about ABKC, and you could definitely uh talk about them and UKC because you got it. And then Mac, you got ADBA,
ABA.
you got ABA.
Oh,
Okay,
ABA. Okay, okay, ABA.
okay.
The
So you
same
could
as
definitely,
uh Grady, I think that's the name.
yeah, yeah, yep. So yeah, you can talk about. We can talk about ABA too and AKC and all that. So that'll be the next joint that we do. That's what we're gonna do. But
Got
we
you
about to we about to close this joint out, man. Um, this joint been a good cook up.
for sure.
For sure.
Okay. This joint been a good cook up, man. I thank y'all for spending an hour and 38 minutes with me on the panel. Thanks for the comments, Joe, Chelsea, anybody else that was in here that didn't comment. But thank you for watching. If you hit the replay, I appreciate it. Y'all, everybody on the panel, if y'all can do me a favor, if y'all can like and y'all can leave me a comment after the live end, that's a great help to the algorithm. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we'll go live with part two on Sunday.
All right.
Um, I think CDC, man, you doing something tomorrow
Is we?
or is it Wednesday?
You said one of these days. I can't remember.
All right, so we're gonna have another live, but on his channel, and then we got Doro Lounge again this Sunday coming up. I mean,
For sure.
so we got some stuff coming up, and the joint with Jai gonna be very informative.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes,
you
sir.
know. So we
Right.
definitely gonna do that one. But I
Salute y'all.
appreciate y'all,
Yep,
man.
cook it up, shake it. Good night,
Yes,
fellas.
sir.
All right,
Yes,
fella.
sir. All right, y'all.
Later. All
Love
right, later. Later.
Oh, I gotta hold that freeze.
you.